challenge in the ground was logistics. We had a really limited footprint where we were surrounded with footpath on all sides of the building. We had no external space whatsoever, and we had to get a serious amount of materials in through a double door, up the floors, to feed the 150, 160 odd guys who were working there.
Key challenges with the ground was probably the fact that it was a historic building and that the conservation officers, and the local authority were involved. So in part and parcel of us looking to deliver and make sure that we provide something that's functional, we also needed to make sure that the conservation officer was happy with the work that we were carrying out on site. Mainly it was key areas he was focused on, such as the likes of the staircase, the Grosvenor room, and any of the sort of surrounding areas on the lower floors. But it was particularly challenging just making sure that the design information that came through was suitable, in line with our budgets, in line with what the client expected, and then also to ensure that the conservation officer was happy with what we were providing as well.
The main challenges within the grant, as I said, was space and coordination, probably trying to fit all the modern day services into an old building. So there was, with limited space, it was very, very, very difficult and very challenging to try and get everything squeezed in, to make everything fit, and obviously to work and function as per the design.
We found chimney stacks that ran from the basement to the 7th floor that nobody knew was there. That's how they heated the building. So that brought with it a pile of structural and fire stopping issues, which we had to deal with. Some of the walls weren't supported in a manner which our engineer was happy with, so we had to go back in and do quite a bit of touching up and helping out to make it stay there.
My key challenges as a design manager was probably in relation to some of the more bespoke items that were specific to working on the Grand Hotel that I'd probably never come across before, such as bespoke carpet designs and specialised furniture, that were all being made as one-offs specific to the Grand, like you'll not see anywhere else. So just trying to make sure that the information was provided accurately, that everyone was happy with it, including the client's interior designer, the client themselves, the end users, everybody, and just making sure that what was actually then delivered was functional and suitable.
I mean, the building was full of challenges. Probably again, going in and around the heritage areas was probably the biggest challenge. And trying to maintain and put services in so that they're discreet and don't take away from the look of the place. One example is probably the sprinkler system within the hotel bar, whereby we had to very delicately to get that installed to maintain, especially to maintain the feel of the space. Whenever
COVID came through, I was still acting as a design manager on the project, so it meant an awful lot of working from home for myself as opposed to travelling. As time sort of passed, I was then asked if I could fulfil a more site-based role, just to help get the project over the line and help the guys put in that final shift. So it meant then that a lot of us were travelling sort of on weekly or fortnightly basis, using the ferries, coming over on Sunday night and then just being on site the whole time. But it was good, it was a nice pull together from everybody, and there wasn't anyone that was unwilling to actually put that shift in and deliver it at the end.
When COVID hit, we were running about 170 guys on site. The job was really picking up steam. It couldn't have come at a worse time. So we were prepared to work on, or somebody's were prepared to work on, but the big problem we had was materials. We couldn't get materials, so we closed the site down for 3 weeks. We went back, we regrouped, we went to find materials wherever we could, and after 3 weeks we came back with limited numbers. We started off with 30 or 40, and after a few weeks we got that up to 70 or 80, but our big problem was welfare space.
During that we were sort of starting to commission equipment, so we had the challenge of trying to maintain the systems whilst during lockdown, and then once we came back, particularly around water, where we had water on in the building, so we had to implement quite a stringent water management policy to keep water moving, just to make sure that there was no issues around with stagnant water.